why do we need prompt engineering? That's why I'm talking. That's what I am going to talk today. So prompt engineering is simply a way of expressing to the AI model, so in detail, what we want and why we want and how we want it, and like it's a step-by-step guidance for the AI agent about our problem or questions. So in effective prompt engineering, there are three main components. First one is clear instruction. We should be clear, clearly provide to, like, if I am asking a problem, I should be clear. These are my needs, and this is my current problem, and I want a solution. And the context and constraints, when it comes to ChatGPT or any model, they have trained using like trillions books worth of knowledge, and they are, like, I would say they are specialized in multi-domain, everything. They know everything about everything. It's kind of thing. So they are specialized in economy, finance, programming, anything, political, everything. So when you get to know about everything, then it's kind of a hallucination situation. So when you ask about a particular topic, you try to, even yourself, even if you ask about a particular topic, you try to pick something from totally different topic from a different domain. So that what's happened with the ChatGPT or generative AI as well. So that's why we need to be specifically give instruction to the ChatGPT. So let's say I am asking a programming questions, I specify like I am doing let's say I am developing applications where it compares to documents or SSS, and I want you to develop a script which will compare the strings. So I will go step by step and explain this is what I exactly want. Let's say if you are referring to a law firm, you can even specify, be like a lawyer, or be if you are asking a questions about graphic designing, you can tell the agent be like a graphic designer. It's a simple prompt to start with. So there are complex ones. I am just mentioning the simple ones. So if you are a marketing agent, you can simply say be a marketing agent expert. I have this problem. Help me resolve this. So something like that. And when it comes to the context, even though the ChatGPT has a vast amount of knowledge, it doesn't have up-to-date knowledge. Let's say the ChatGPT 4.0 is released last September, 2023. It doesn't know about Sri Lankan president election. So if you ask anything about that, it's not gonna answer to that. Even who are the candidates, but ChatGPT will answer, because there is some background process, like it actually get the context. Context means what is related to that. So it at the time of the questions, it will automatically Google it and get the latest information and use that. So earlier, before ChatGPT 4.0, that feature was not there. So we need to explicitly provide the context. Let's say even if you are asking a private like if you want a solution based on your private information. Let's say you want to analyze a document, PDF document. In ChatGPT you can upload a PDF and ask questions as well. So that is a private context. So ChatGPT has no way of knowing that. So if you are not providing that, it can't answer your questions as per your expectations. So that's the context. And the constraints, like how to give an example for constraints, like simply be like a graphic designer. That's the constraints. We are constraining the agent to think in a graphic designer perspective. or in the if I'm from a programming context, so I take a program example. So if I want to generate a code segment, but if I generally ask the questions, the ChatGPT will simply reply either of the language. It can be a Python or Java or Scala. It doesn't know what language I am using, so I need to be specific and constrain it to use the particular language, Python or Java. And finally, the desired outcome. I will end of the presentation, I will show a small demo how the outcome can be controlled. So again, if you are, let's say, you are analyzing a data from your marketing campaign or from user inputs, you want to analyze it, you give it to the ChatGPT and you generally ask it to summarize it or analyze and compare it. It is generally going to give you a paragraph like pros, then line, then cons, line. But it would be easier to summarize it in a table structure. So that's the defining the outcome. So I can define it, give it in a table structure. So then it will output as a table. So it's easier for you to interpolate that. Okay, so we see what is prompt engineering. So now why prompt engineering? I think I covered a lot of why prompt engineering in the previous. Main thing is like prompt engineering, why it's important is like as I mentioned in the previous one, like it's a vast knowledge base for the generative AI. So if we didn't specify and constrains its abilities, it's going to hallucinate and give you inconsistent information. So with prompt engineering, there are different techniques. So the prominent most people know about COT, chain of thoughts, which is like its way of writing the prompt. These four are some of few. There are more than 20 different techniques, and there are researches going on as well. So the first one, COT, is chain of thoughts, which means like how as a human we handle a complex problem. What we do is first we break it down and analyze it step by step. So in the generative AI domain, with using COT, what we do is with the problem statement we provide it with the steps. Let's say if you are using if you are finding a solution for a mathematical problem, so you can define the steps. First define the variables, second identify the problem statement, and then third use algebraic method or vector method. So you can specify the steps which the AI model should follow. So in the COT as well, there is an extended version where you don't need to worry about that step by step instructions. We give that work to the AI itself as well. So what we do is just at the end of the problem we can all these I will show some demo as well. So for the at the end of the problem statement, what we can do is give another prompt saying let approach this problem statement by approach this problem step by step. Then what the AI model internally will do is first it will give you the steps itself, then based on the steps it will answer the questions. So it will reduce the erroneous of the output. And second one is self-consistency. It's like people are getting opinion from multiple people. So sometimes the AI agent can hallucinate. So there are multiple approaches for self-consistency. So first one is like we can ask the same problem in different AI models. One from ChatGPT, one from Gemini, another from Llama. And after we compare and contrast the results, we can choose the appropriate results. And the second approach is we ask the same questions from the same model. Even the ChatGPT model, we are asking the questions again and again, and its answer is going to be different each time, slightly, or it can be highly different. So based on the outputs, we choose the correct one. And final one is we hand over that job to the LLM ChatGPT as well. As like I mentioned in the COT, at the end of the problem statement, we specify use multiple approaches to tackle this problem. Then it will give you minimum two different approaches it took, and the answers for the two different approaches. It can be a mathematical problem, or it can be a generative problem where you generate a document format or something. It will give two solutions in a single prompt. So you can compare it and choose the best. And the third one is COS, which means chain of symbols. This is really good for mathematical problems, mathematical and logical problems. What we do here is we convert the entire problem into notations A, B, C, D. We convert entire problem without expressing it in a natural language. We convert the entire problem into kind of a formula structure. So it understands that formulas, and like when we provide the mathematical or logical problems in a natural language processing, natural language input, like in a human speech input, it hallucinates. But if we give the problem as a mathematical inputs, let's say A implies B and A plus B implies C, so as like that, if we only use mathematical notations, then it's proven that it better performs for that cases. And this is more efficient in cost cutting manner, because most of us are using the free ChatGPT versions, but if you are going for the paid versions, it's charged based on the number of tokens, which means the number of words you are using for the chat. So with notations, you can reduce that number of tokens, which ultimately reduce the cost. And the final one is PS, plan and solve. This is an extended version of COT, chain of thoughts, where before we go through the step by step, we always plan, right? So before like solving a real world problem, we always plan. So we ask the GenAI to do that step as well. Ask it to first plan it, then execute it step by step. So here are some few workflows we can tackle with proper prompt engineering, like daily automated work tasks like email drafting. So even you can without proper prompt engineering, you can draft an email, but if you expertise yourself in prompt engineering, you can get a better template for email drafting or document drafting. If you are working in finance, so handle lots of documents, you can read a document format and extract information and convert it to a separate document in a different format as well. So those type of redundant, time consuming works can be easily handled by a generative AI model. And the second one is data analysis. So not like the generative AI is not going to can't replace a full data analysis, but it can compare unstructured data and easily before data analysis we can use generative AI for easy labeling as well as converting unstructured information into structured information, like converting it to a CSV format or JSON format. In that way we can leverage the power of generative AI. And the final idea generation and problem solving, like for any most of us have used ChatGPT for that purpose. So you can generate marketing materials, or you can generate, if you are applying for a job, you can even generate a cover letter, or you can generate your own resume. And one of the most prominent use case of generative AI with efficient prompt engineering is customer support agent, where we can mimic the behavior of a call center support agent's responses through a ChatGPT agent. I will do a small demo on these topics as well. You can convert unstructured information in a text format into a structured CSV format. So what I use is, this is the prompt engineering, the end of the line. Summarize this unstructured data, and your task is to pass it into CSV format. Finally display as a table. If I am not using finally display as a table, it's not going to be in this structure, it's just going to be a comma separated lines of information. So this is how you effectively use prompt engineering to convert this information. You can even convert this into so it's easy as that. Without GenAI, before, we need to manually process those information. There should be a human intervention to do this task. But with GenAI, we can easily reformat the information into a different format, straightforward. So this is a mathematical problem. So I am just giving a small maths task. So he's giving me one answer only. But then what I do is, I ask him to give me 3 different approaches. Then what he do is define each approach. Approach 1, the answer is 50%. Approach 2, answer is 50%, and the approach 3, again the answer is 50%. In this way we can confirm his way of approaching the problem is correct. It may be wrong, but it reassures it and confirm the result is more going to be good. Again, I am explicitly asking the model to use a specific methodology. So here I am specifying it to use mathematics sets and subsets. So it's explicitly by explicitly specifying that the model use the sets notations and approach the problem using the sets theories. So this is another real world applications we are currently working on. So here we extract information from 2 different documents. So this is extracted information. We are using other methodologies to extract the information, and we are providing it as a JSON input, and asking. Here the issue is same information is represented in two different documents in two different ways. So example, the shipment date in document 1 is going to be in a different name. It can be a ship date or shipment done date. It is going to be in a different name, but we need to compare those two dates. But if we are going to manually process it, each time a different type of documents comes, we need to go through it. But with GenAI, what we are doing is we extract the fields first, then ask the GenAI to compare those two documents based on these fields. And as you can see, first it's comparing consignee name and address. These are the two documents, TC field and PL fields. Only the number is wrong, 234 and 235, and it's specified as a mismatch, label it as a mismatch, and specify this number is incorrect. Same way, this is a summary format. Generally GenAI reply in a summary format, but if we go little below, I have asked it to summarize in a table, so it's more readable and quickly we can get the information. So consignee name, it specifies the description from the two documents and tell that address number is differs. Here the location differs, it specifies there. And this is another interesting project we are currently working on as well. So what we here do is many of us preparing for an interview is a challenging thing. So we can prepare for questions, but preparing it indirectly is a challenging one. We need to find a partner or we need to find a mentor. But with ChatGPT, we can ask it to be our dummy interviewer or trainer, and I have instructed it here. From now onwards, you are going to be my interviewer, interview trainer, and you will be interviewing me for the role of software engineer. Based on my answers, before moving to the next questions, give me feedback on how I can improve my responses or what areas I should pay focus. So not only it's going to ask me questions based on my based on my answers, it's going to give a feedback how I should improve my answers. And not only that, I am making a constraint here. Ask maximum 5 questions. This is a constraint. So I don't want to go on. I am just limiting it to 5 questions, because if you don't constrain it, it's, let's say in a normal interview you are being asked for 15 questions. It's trying to go in that order. But if I am constraining it to 5 questions, it's going to ask you the critical 5 questions. So you are saving your time as well. So these are the response. Question 1, can you describe a challenging technical problem you encountered in past project and how you resolve it? So for that questions, I give a plain answer, intentionally giving a plain answer. Just I face this issue and I sorted this. Then the AI feedback is you need to give a context. When you are asked a questions in the interview, you should give a context about the project and why you choose that project and why you face that issue, and then move into the technical details. Here I have mentioned I am using a transformer model. Then I should explain why I use that technology into my project, and because of that why I face this issue. So I should go into detail. So the GenAI is guiding me to improve my answering skills as well here. So it continues. So it's giving me a sample answers as well. This should be a good answer for the interview. So the second question, I am just giving a single line answer, which is not good for an interview. Then again, it explains how should I approach how I actually approach that problem and how I resolve it, and is there any other solution for that. So what are the tools I should have used. So that's another use case. And thank you. So this is another generative AI example. So first I'm asking it to generate a resume for me. So it doesn't know any context about me, who I am and what I'm doing or what I'm applying for. So it doesn't have any context. So it's simply giving me a format with for CV format. Then I upload my current CV, which is going to be the context, and again ask it to generate a resume. Now it's including the information and generating me a resume. Here, if you note, in the projects, the distributed chat server is in the second. So my next prompt is going to be I specify my intention. I am applying for a distributed system engineer. So my target is to apply for that role. So the GenAI will prioritize any skills related to that in the resume. So you can see distributed system engineer, and I also specify it to use a latex code. It's a format. We can use it, copy it and paste it in another platform and generate a beautiful resume. So I will show that as well. So instead of a Word format, this is more consistent. So I am specifying it to use a latex code. So it's giving me a latex code. I will copy it. So once I paste it here, the website will generate me a clean and needy resume. You can edit it here as well. So anyways, you can't 100% rely on GenAI output. Anyway, you need to always review it. You need to verify it before finalizing it. So I have my updated resume in less than 2 minutes time. All what I need to do is review it. If any information is missing, latest information is missing, I just need to add it. So this is my new format. Let me show you the old format. So what I have done is simply converting from this format to that format in couple of minutes, and then I can update it easily. guys, that's from my end. If you have any questions or clarifications, you can ask.